Waterfall tabs are one of the easiest ways to get started with Dutch doors. And if you know me, you know how I like to try advanced versions. So come together as we make these fun pages in my journal. Let's get started. What's up everyone? This is Priya here. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning. And if this is the first time, thank you so much for stopping by. Here I share tips, ideas and inspiration to make your planner and journal spreads pretty and functional. This is the last setup I have done here, and these were all from washi tape shop. I combined some Parisian stickers from a couple of years ago with the Spring Cafe and some very seasonal cute elements, and I love how this turned out. So I have to get the rest of the pages in this journal ready, and as always, I have all my tools, my gyro cart and the self-healing cutting mat. Everything except the washi cutter and the gyro carts are from Journal Say, and my code Priya can earn you 8% off at Journal Say, while the washi tape shop where I will be using these black and white washis from, and the rest of the stuff along with the journal. A lot of it is from Live Love Posh. All of these washis are from Live Love Posh, just like the sticker book I will be using today. And this is a cute little washi organizer I have for my washis. And the sticker books are mostly going to be from Live Love Posh, the fiction and florals, and the B5 journal, which I use for my daily journaling. I have just a few pages left to finish off April. And my code Priya10 can earn you 10% off at Live Love Posh, the Washi Tape Shop, Archer and Olive, and a few other shops. And I'm just making sure I have the correct number of pages on either side. I started with doing 2 sets of waterfall tabs, but then I decided to just stick to one side because this was complicated enough. And I'm going to try something a bit more advanced. And you get to witness another oops moment. Yes, it happens to all of us. And I'm trying to make the doors, or the tabs in fact, of equal sizes. So I'm counting the number of dots I have, because usually I do not do the proper Bujo style journaling, so I need an equal 3-4 doors. So that is why I decided to kind of measure it out so that I'll have the even spacing. And this is where the oops moment happens, because I was supposed to leave the tab at the top and cut off the bottom part. But you see what happens? And once I get to the full cutting, then I realized, oh, that was not what I was supposed to do. Yeah, the realization hits, and now I'm going to kind of measure the number of dots for the next Dutch door. And I will be fixing this oops moment. You know how I love to do that, because oops moments happen and you work around it. That's it. So here I'm going to use this film strip design with the washi to secure that edge. And that is all that we will do. And we have the next one. Again, this is something I should have, again, done one page at a time. So I think I was not focusing. I was listening to an audiobook and I was getting distracted. So that is why you may see some corrections being made later on, because the lines are not straight, perfectly straight, because this is a 160 GSM paper, so it is nice and thick. So you really need to, ensure that you don't add a lot of pages in one go, because the scissors are just not strong enough, because I'm not using an industrial level strength on my scissors, so it just would go wonky, and that was not what I had wanted. So this is our set of Dutch doors. So we have 5 of those Dutch doors, and now the base is set, and I think I had one more page to cover. So that is why I'm just going ahead and trimming off a couple of lines worth or dots worth of pages, and this is where that wonkiness is really visible, because you see, I should have limited myself to 2 or 3 pages, and it is okay. It is not perfect, which I'm okay with. If you would like to see behind the scenes or would love to support me in this creative journey, please consider checking out the membership options. I have all the details in the description. You can check out the tiers and the perks and all that. So that is the first group of people I reach out to. If I'm confused, if I'm torn between ideas, I usually let them know or ask beforehand as to what their thoughts are, and that's usually quite helpful. And I do have a lovely bunch of folks who are present always whenever I need it. They are there. So if you would like to support me, please consider becoming a member. It's like Patreon, but it's here on YouTube. And I do have early access to my videos, which I come and share. And they also have a say on my channel. So that's a great feature. And I am going to, I just glued down the back of that page as well, because I did not want to distract the whole focus, which are going to be the fiction and floral sticker book. And this time I'm going with a more fantasy kind of dark academia kind of celebration in my journal. So as you know, the sticker book is currently available from Live Love Posh. At the time of editing, the sticker book is still in stock, and this is a great one-stop place for the quotes, the boxes, the decorative elements, all of those. And I'm going to have like a full collection that is visible from the front. And I almost went with this collection, but then I was like, no, these are too soft. And I was really hoping for that dark academia vibes. And I might include some elements from here. For the most part, it is going to be, because I wanted to pick elements which would fit in each of those squares or rectangles. And I'm going to also mark the edge of that so that I will know what tapes or what elements can go in there, because it is going to be a very simple transition all the way to the edge of the page and to finish off this book. And as you can see, I was really wanting to pick this set of elements, and I wanted to use those girls in some form, but I think they were too big to be used here. So after a lot of dilly-dallying, I'm deciding to go with this collection with cute dragons and those bookshelves and all that. And I might even include some of those other dark academia stuff. And this is a collection I'm talking about, which is a bit more like the fantasy, the Book of Thrones. And these are like so adorable. And I wanted that throne to be fully visible. So where would that be? fully in the sense, at least you have to have the sense of what exactly it is. So, can you see how it is coming together? It would look like a normal waterfall tab, and then once you start turning the page, you realize that it is a very different kind of touch door. I'm not sure how to word it, but I think this is different from what I've done from all the other Dutch doors I have tried so far. And this is, I'm trying to decide what would go there, but it is important that I pick the clear parts, because they do have this is the paper version, and I had picked the clear version earlier. And the advantage of the clear stickers are, it depends on what setup you're going for. So this time I decided to use up the paper stickers. So you have a good mix of smaller sizes and slightly bigger sizes. And I think I like those romantasy kind of things. And those dragons on that dragon wings are all so adorable. It is a throne of books, and the fairy tales and fatal flirts. So wings, wards, and wicked lots. So all of these are really cute illustrations. So I think the color palette also attracted me. And this is going to be another. Yeah, the chest is really cute. Let me know if you picked up the sticker book. And there is going to be another release from Live Love Posh pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. And if you like to see such creative spreads or creative ideas to try in your planners or journals, please make sure you are subscribed to my channel and you turn on the bell notification as well, so that you can be sure you would not miss out on any of those coming. And let's now position that arm, and I'm trying to squeeze in two different elements at in the same window. And this is our next one. And let's see, I might even combine some of the other elements or other collections, because the pages inside also need decorations. And I'm not sure, because I want that to be visible. So maybe I will come back to it later. And yeah. So this is kind of the base. And this is going to be our next, or the very last page. And I'm going with this older washi tape from Live Love Posh again. It's nice and wide, and I've used it as such, and I have actually trimmed it down to make thinner strips for smaller spaces. And you know how you can do that, right? Just trim the washi, just place it flat on the paper trimmer, and then just slide it as usual, and you will have two thinner washi tapes. So trying to straighten that out, and I think that's better. And we will also have a couple of smaller elements to go there. Look at that adorable dragon. That's so cute. And I think I will also have this particular one. And yeah. Trying to see where to place him. maybe we should, just trim that out so that the smaller elements can just stick out of that tape. And yeah, I think that's cute. And I love when you have such variety in the sizes of the tapes either. Because you have, yeah, that is so adorable. And let's try and do the Dutch door part alongside. And even for the other elements, I think we should, yeah, I think that's a good place to start. And I love that the paper stickers can be used over these washi tapes without them being transparent or see-through. So otherwise it would really look bad. And let's look at that. Yeah, I think the size is also matched. Well, I don't say perfectly, but I think it will do. And we also need some decorations for the left page. And I think having some bigger elements on the left page would also be easier. I'm not sure we need that, but maybe, yeah. So some of these can be used like so because the placement needs to be right. And yeah, I think every page when you turn, it needs something to look at. So this is going to be a good starting point. And we have all of these bigger elements, and I'm glad that the paper stickers can be used really well. And we have, yeah. So you see how it can be repositioned as and when you decide on how you want to proceed, because otherwise, if don't press it all the way down, because sometimes if you're not using a good enough quality of the journal or the journal pages, then repositioning becomes an issue. So I like to place it, but not all the way through, so that I can still have that luxury of repositioning the elements. And yeah, let's use that. It may not all be visible from the front, but I think it is nice that we can make use of all those elements for our use. And this is where we are going to start decorating the pages in the back. And these are really versatile, really fun illustrations. So I love when we have that flexibility. Let me know what your favorite genre is when it comes to books, and whether Romantasy is one of them. If not, please let me know what exactly it is. For me, I believe the thrillers are my favorites, but Romantasy I can handle, and the romance and the other ones I think I can handle once in a while, but not too much. Back to back, I cannot. That's just not my thing. Once in a while is very doable though. So do you see how this sticker book has lots of those book related quotes, and even the multiple colored ones and the black and white ones? Very, very, very useful. And I'm going to add one big quote right there. And that does make a lot of difference in how the spread looks. And I'm trying to limit the decorations to the outer edges for the most part. But when we get into the inside pages, I do end up decorating a bit more. And it is a good sticker book. So if you have not checked out the store or the book, I think you're missing out on something if you don't. And I'm using this film strip washi on the other side as well. And I hope I don't have to break into the clear stickers as yet. But I think I will go for this collection as well, because if you know me, you know how I love birds. And these would make perfect decorations for the inside pages. And some of these books, even the colors, I think goes well. And some of the clusters are like so adorable. So here I'm using clear stickers because this collection is entirely on clear. And I'm okay with that. And let's decorate the shelf. And we will also bring in some of these other floral clusters, maybe something slightly smaller. And you know how easily this comes together, right? And I'm trying to also angle it such that less scraps are visible or less scraps are there, and the birds can definitely come in. And I love this collection. It's not a really bright collection, but it does go well with the colors we have on here. And I think that is coming together really easily. And please come follow me on Instagram. I do share more spreads and more sneaks, even if they don't quite get YouTube videos. And I try to do YouTube videos for the more spreads, but once in a while, I do spreads just for myself. Just me time is what we all sometimes need. So there will be short form videos or long form videos for pretty much all the spreads I do. And please check out the other setups I have, because I've done lots of Dutch doors, both in horizontal and vertical setups. And these are some really fun doors. And I don't think I have done something this big, as in so many pages and so many layers. I have done a few for my last summer journal, where I used some similar techniques but on a smaller scale, because it was in a B6 journal. And if you would like me to share some content on something specific, please let me know in the comments. I have a running list of spreads that people wanted ideas for. Oops. And that just tore off because some clear stickers, the tweezers, some of the sharp edges or the sharp spots really rip the stickers, but it is very, very fixable. Yeah, it is there. And I think it's fine. And some of these elements are so fragile, especially the washi tape stickers. You think it is really fragile, but it's really thin. And it is not exactly fragile, but you think it is extremely so when you see that the paper is really thin, especially the washi tape stickers. But you get some good quality stickers with the washi tape shop. So I love when they send me tons of goodies to play around with. And I have the full unboxing of the newest washi set that I got from the washi tape shop. And I have the starting pages for my May journal. Please check out that video. And that was so fun, because spring is very much here and you have lots of those soft colors that are really, really handy. So you see how I'm combining this collection as well, because at Romantasy one did not have very many of the box or the other stickers that can be used, and these are the two colors which I think would be perfect for these colors. And these are all from Live Laugh Posh, and this is going to be such a fun setup. Just that small pop of color with those elements. And I love when there is most of the space that is usable, but still you have the colors that pop. And we have a lot of these elements which are still very, very, very much in use. Maybe we should lift that side a bit. And let me know if you have tried combining various collections in a sticker book, or do you just stick to one collection and just take it from there? Because sometimes it is better to just keep it simple rather than just making sure you combine things and then things don't quite go as planned. So if that is the case, I would suggest you keep it simple. So I'm just trying to lift that edge straight across, and I will scoot those washi tapes right there, and we will get a nice pop of color without overpowering too much. And that is our next one. And we will also need some finishing touches here. Let me know how you are liking this setup so far. We will save the scraps for the stickers, and the washi tape we will save. Yeah, some of those scraps can be used. And that is going to be another collection that I would love to use, because this collection has a lot more of the stickers that are usable. And I did not realize that the camera had shut off towards the end, and I had made some adjustments after the camera had stopped, but I think it is coming out to be a really fun setup, and the April will be just perfect with all these stickers. And going back into the sticker book to see what else we could pull in. And some of these stacks of books, or those piles of books, are so adorable, right next to a branch, nice and simple. All of those are just perfect because it just gives that cozy vibe that are just needed, especially for reading and finishing off those little corners we have there. And this is the bigger box that I'm bringing in. Why not, right? It is like a big chunky box. And we have all of those smaller elements to combine it with. And I love when I can bring in the birds, but if you know me, if you know how hoarding works in the stationery world, I think you would also agree that we all love to hoard. And I don't think it's a healthy habit, but we all tend to do that. And please find all the shops, links and codes and all the specific names of all the Stickers are used in the description. And thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Bye.